a second because I had to do a quick run, and head back home. But let me share something. The other day I came on talking about a topic with our kids, our children, grown. All right. And I can't put certain things in the subject line because I believe that's where the algorithm starts. And this is a hot mess. It's just on my head. All right, let's pull that up. All right, and I got a plastic bag underneath because I'm conditioning with some avocado and some cactus leaf. What is it? Cactus flower, avocado, and some oil. And so um today I got some things to do. But let me go on here and say this before they start messing with stuff. We have been talking about our grown children. And I said that I wanted to finish that because I'm not going to be able to do a whole bunch of stuff. And let me be honest, I ain't got it together in that area. I'm learning. Like, I feel like, anyways, I'm learning in that area. So I figure we can all kind of figure this out together. And one thing I know about the Most High is that He'll give you keys that you are to get along the way. Like, think about it. You got all these different variables or these situations, and let's look at them as like doors. So if He give us keys, then we can open up a door and then we go up to another level or a new place or a new ground. Okay. And so that's how I kind of look at it. And so I'm looking, showing the students something the other day about the Eagles' attitude, and I posted it. If you go back in my in my feed videos or whatever broadcast, you'll see where I posted about the eagle. I gotta watch because if I say certain words, I notice that they start messing with things. All right, this is what I saw. That the eagle, when she has her little eaglets, them kids, and they start growing and they getting a little too big for her to be bringing food from a distance and putting it in their mouths, and they outgrowing the nest. And that's something we need to look at. Children do outgrow, or okay, every bird outgrows its nest because the nest is just what it is for nesting. For them to be, for the egg to be there or whatever, even a stomach, for the embryo, whatever life is supposed to be there, while it cannot nourish itself, that's what we do. But when they get to a certain age or a certain growth period or stage, they are the nest or stomach or whatever it is no longer able to contain or carry them in the way that they did. Because number one, too much weight. Number two, they outgrowing it. Number three, it's just not enough room. And they're not supposed to be there permanently. Because if they're there for long periods of time, something wrong. And that means they can't thrive and they got some other issues and they're gonna need some other resources and help. All right. So if we start looking at our houses like a nest or the womb, whatever, it's supposed to carry them to a certain stage, okay, or growth. They're not supposed to be there. Oh, sorry. Hold up. Mhm. Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. All right. They're not supposed to be there for a long period of time. They're not supposed to be there. So what I'm learning is that us as parents are making things, and I said this the other day before they cut me off, making it too comfortable. And it's not supposed to be. Can you imagine a nest with a whole bunch of big old birds sitting up in there? They're no longer little. They could literally feed themselves with their own hand. The mother don't even have to drop food in their mouths no more. They got all their clothes, all their feathers. They big. There'd be no room for them to stretch out. Even what they do have would be stunted. They wouldn't be able to survive because their wings didn't get the strength that it need. They arms and wings cannot expand. And so whatever you don't use, the muscle weakens or it never strengthens itself. It's going to create problems because what's going to happen is that the nest is going to begin to fall apart. It's going to rip apart at the seam. And that's what's happening to a lot of our households. The households are ripping apart at the seam because you holding weight that you're not supposed to hold. Now look at this. Just because you have 4 and 5 bedrooms, even in that, when the kids are small, it's supposed to be there. But when people get a certain age, if they're going to be there, then they should become an active participant in building the house and continuing to strengthen the foundation and build on it, everybody working together. That's when you see what they call them, nuclear families. Families coming in, you got an auntie, uncles, people living in a household together, like in other nationalities, they can all because they all serving a purpose. So you got the Hispanics, they working, folks coming in and out, and they bringing in money, and they, maybe this one go to work and watch all the kids. I don't know the dynamics, but I'm quite sure they all are responsible because if they couldn't be, if they weren't, there'd be extreme chaos and disorder in those houses. Indians, I'm trying to see who else lived together. The Oriental, some of the old Oriental community. Nevertheless, African Americans, we weren't built like that because we've been dealing with separation for a long period of time. From a long period of time. It's one thing if the Father move us. It's another thing when man come in and snatching and taking and selling off and all of that kind of stuff. So it's been a lot of trauma in our communities. But that's not where I'm going today. What I'm trying to show you is that when people aren't building, and if they in the house and they're grown and they're not doing anything to contribute to the house, the foundation is going to begin to crack because you got too much weight trying to support things that are too large for everybody in the same place and one person trying to hold everything up, one or two, and grown folks sitting up here like birds, big birds in a nest with their mouth open, and they could really feed themselves. So I learned that the eagle goes to the nest, the mother eagle, and when she sees that the bird is growing and becoming of age and maturing, and whether the bird mature or not, we talking about physically maturing. They can get up in age, and that don't mean they mature mentally. And that's what too many of us are looking at. Well, they not ready. They not gonna do well out there. You don't know that. And the best way for anybody to grow up is to give them the space to do so. I learned that the mother eagle begins to remove branches, the fluff, the cushion out of the nest. She begins to make it. And I said this the other day, not even knowing till I saw it. She begins to make the nest uncomfortable. And before you know it, she done removed so much stuff. It's gaping holes in the base of the nest. Eventually, the bird is either gonna the eaglet, it's not an eaglet anymore, it's an eagle, but just a young one. He's gonna either fall out of the bottom of the nest or he's going to be pushed over or dropped. It seems like the most harsh thing that we could ever do. And a lot of people are going to say, you should have never did that. The bottom line is, it's like a sink or swim. It doesn't make us a bad parent because we're in a house where the kids, they're not kids, our children are growing up too large, too big, and they need to expand their wings, and we're still housing them, trying to keep them from really growing up. And some of us don't even realize that they're growing up. And that's why the level of disrespect is there because they are growing up. They know they need more responsibility on their own. So it's like they backlashing or lashing out rather at the parent because of their own frustrations, what they don't have going on in their own lives. We don't help too much by making it plush and comfortable. I looked at a young lady on Facebook that was so disrespectful to her mother. When the mother put on camera, the girl was sitting there with a bonnet on her head, a baby running around, which the mother said was the girl's baby. And the girl was laying up there with little shorts on, halter top, and on her cell phone and eating Cheetos and relaxed. But cussing, the house was in disarray, the baby wasn't clean. It was a sight. And she turned around and called her mother all kinds of names. I'm going to be honest. I think the young girl was really upset at the fact, look at her life. She got a baby. She don't have the mind of an adult. She want to be grown, don't know how to be grown, and you got a child. Would you be happy? And you don't see no future? So the only thing she has control over is being on her phone and laying up in the house with severe disgust for her own life. That's why she ain't gonna clean up nothing and she ain't gonna do nothing. So I feel like the best that we can give our kids, because we've always been praying for them. So when people say just pray for them, hush. We always been people of prayer. The Bible tells us faith without works is dead. To me, I got a daughter that has a child. And it's hard to deal with the daughter in the way you want to when there's a child involved. So I find what works for me and has worked for me. And it's going to be tough. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy. I did not throw her out. I did what the eagle mother did. I began to make it very uncomfortable. And let me be honest, it was uncomfortable for me too, to a certain degree. See, one thing about the eagle, the mother, she can remove the sticks and the fluff and the branches and the comfortableness out of the nest. And that bird is going to cry, scream, yell, all the scratch. That's what your kids do when you start taking away their amenities. Start taking away the plushes. They're not going to want that because all of that in them is everything in them is going to reject what you're doing because they're so used to you providing and making everything comfortable. And we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to do that for a duration. But we're not supposed to continue to do it once they outgrow the nest. So what I began to do was make it uncomfortable for my daughter. The whole time I provided for my granddaughter. The whole time. And I still provide for my grandbaby because she a baby. And there might be somebody that say, well, what if they bring in more than one? She got two now, or three. All I could say is the Father gives life. He knew each and every person that was going to be here. I know you tired of your daughter. But the grandbabies, they didn't ask for this. So the best way that I had to do it, because I know if you make it too comfortable for these grown folk, they are going to lay up, have sex, because that's all they can control in their lives. They're really frustrated with their lives. So what is easy? To be comforted by others. Have sex, be on your phone, eat food, do nothing. So if you make it uncomfortable for them, they don't have time to do that. So what I began to do was to be like, I'm not, yeah, hey, I'll take you to work or whatever. Don't ask me to stop to get you nothing to eat. Don't ask me to take you to get your hair, nails done. Don't ask me for nothing. in the in between. Nope, I can't do that. I know it seemed harsh, but hear what I'm saying before you judge. Toilet paper and stuff, I'll put one roll out. After you do that, that's on you. I would buy one box of sanitary napkins. After that, it's on you. Then I got to the point that I stopped buying the box and I put out just a few. After that, you and they like, what we supposed to do? That's not my problem. You are 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever, and beyond. That's for you to figure it out. I was looked at as a terrible mother. I think I even had some institutions trying to get involved, but they can't on this. Your job is to provide them with shelter when they're under 18, food when they're under 18, lights and the basic amenities when they're under 18. When they get a certain age, I'm not required to do that. So if I want to leave and go on vacation and come back here, uh, she ain't cleaning the house, no way. I'll clean it when I get home, or I will pay somebody to clean it, whatever. But I'm going to go. And I'm not going to worry because a house is a house. See, we too attached to things. I made it uncomfortable with my children, grown children. I'm not going to call them kids because that sounds a little too young for me. I got to the point that I didn't do stuff anymore. And yes, they kicked, they screamed, they cried. I wasn't everything that you could think of. And I'm being as transparent as I can right now because too many of y'all are in your days, in your latter days. The Bible says your latter days shall be better than what your other days were, your past days, your former days. You're not having no type of quality of life if every time you turn around, you being called out of your name, you're fighting in your household, the police are there, stuff is broken, stuff all over the place. The children, grown folks is taking you for granted. And I already told you they experiencing some stuff in their life that they don't know how to express to you. So the best way they do it is through disrespect because they want somebody to feel as miserable as they do. Be like the eagle and begin to remove their foundation. You carried them for as long as you're supposed to. See, I got an issue with you carrying a 30-year-old woman, and there's jobs all over, everywhere they got uh hire, all over the place. If she don't want to work nowhere, then she need to figure out how to make some money. And she don't have to figure out nothing laying in your house, walking through your house with a little tank top on and her Victoria's Secrets underwear in your house. Oh, I know. Or your son walking around with no shirt on, hair growing wild, and running his mouth and making babies possibly all over town or getting high. And you might say, that's not my kids. He's just rude or disrespect. Okay, whatever. Stop buying the gym shoes. He buy his own stuff. I bet you any money that he ain't buying nothing that builds your house or make it better or help to solidify the foundation. I just explained to you that people of other nationalities living together as grown people, they all have a part to play. Well, we taking care of grown people that don't want no part other than seeing you do everything and bringing it in the household for them to enjoy. All right, I'm getting ready to wrap up. I removed toilet paper. I left a roll. I got to a point that I didn't leave any. Soap, nope. I wanted them to know that everything costs money. Why? So that they can get up out of thinking that they're supposed to be just consumers of designer things and nice things, and you don't have money to buy tissue to wipe your behind. You don't have a toothbrush to brush your teeth. You don't even have soap to clean your body. See all that shampoo they going through and all this. See, they going out buying $300 hair and getting their little stimulus money and little whatever, buying the stuff they want to buy, and they don't even think about the basic things. And see, we allow this because they living in our house. And you ask them to wash dishes or something and be cussed out, or they gonna tell you they gonna do it when they want to, or they just gonna wash the 5 dishes that they ate with. They counted. I ate out of this bowl. I used this fork, this spoon, this plate, and this cup. That's crazy. But then what if I was like, okay, you can only turn on this one light bulb and don't go in none of these other rooms, and don't you turn on no light and only use this much water. But they don't even understand somewhere along the way that their rationale seems legitimate or valid. Today, let's learn from the mother eagle. Remove the foundation. She ain't do it all at once. Like, get out, because that's rough. Because you're gonna leave somebody like real confused. No, she gradually, slowly began to remove. The bird, baby bird, was like a grown bird at that point. It was like, wait a minute. I'm sitting on thorns and sticks. What happened to the cotton and the pieces of tissue and all the stuff mama had padded it down with? Not there. Then another couple of days or weeks or months, the bird sitting in the nest again. I was like, wait, why my foot slipping through the bottom? It used to be a branch here. Wait, I'm almost to the point I'm tipping. I'm holding on the sides. It's not there. Wait, couple of days, months later, the bird like, I used to be able to prop myself up with my wings, and now I'm just like on a few sticks. What is happening? Mother has been removing the foundation slowly so that the baby bird, the grown baby bird, can figure out it's only a matter of time that there shall be what you used to know doesn't exist anymore, because it's time for you to build all on your own with the Most High, just like mama had to build. Now you have to have that same relationship. Be introduced to your Heavenly Father, the one that I soar with. And as they say, the wind beneath my knees, and I'm able to keep going. This is how I do it. Learn. You watch mother long enough. You despised everything about me. You tell me I'm not good enough, or I didn't raise y'all right, or I didn't do enough, or I was mean or callous or hard or whatever. Now I need you to figure out what kind of parent, what kind of person, what kind of mother, what kind of father, what kind of employee you choose to be. Don't look at me anymore. Look up. And one day, the bird falls out of the nest and he's headed to the earth. He is falling. And he had to remember mother was flying with her wings. Everything I talked to her about, and the times I took her for granted, and the times that she put food in my mouth, and the time that I ate and I didn't have to hunt, and the time that she saw the enemy from afar, and the time that she tore up snakes right in front of my face. Now I understand why mama or daddy was callous and hard and disciplined me and didn't give me. Now I understand. And at that point, that child has to make a decision, that eagle, what they gonna be. Are they gonna be a living, flying eagle, soaring up to the sun? Or are they gonna be one that hits the ground and lay there and do nothing? I don't know too many of them, unless they got some kind of mental problem. Here we are. I can guarantee you, a bird gonna stretch out his wings. Isaiah 54. Stretch out your stakes. Lengthen your cords. The Father saying, stretch, fly. It's all right. I got you. See, as parents, we think that if we do this to our kids, we rough, we harsh, and then we listen to other people judge us. Let nobody judge you. Many women aren't married today. You sent away good men trying to appease hard-head Keisha and rude, disrespectful Tony. It's time to remove the foundation. They're not gonna hit the ground. You know why? Because an eagle has wings and feathers. It was built for this. And we do them a disservice, keeping them in a little bitty nest that's busting at the seam. That bird see. And as he's coming to the ground, all of a sudden he say, wait, I better do something. And I better do it now. He opened up them wings. And what catches him? The wind. The wind. If he would just open up his wings, the wings were for this. When they extended, they are no good folded. Let's let our kids fly. Children that are grown. Oh, I could slap you on your hand if you won with somebody in your house 28, 29, 30. Was she a girl? She'll be all right. And if you want to keep her in the house, then she needs to be building. She should have a purpose. He or she should have a purpose and a foundation. A purpose helping to solidify the foundation that's already in place, making it better. Nobody should be just living off of you and being held up by you, held up with your arms, because you become their God. You become their idol, and the Father is not pleased. And that's when the level of disrespect comes. Hold on. They're getting ready to end me. All right. So I don't know why. Hold up. All right. Let me hurry up and go. Long story short, it's time for us parents to be the eagle, mama eagle. Start removing the foundation little by little. That bird, that wind caught his wings and he soars. And he turns around, he or she, and become what they are supposed to be for the next generation. All right. That concludes my scope. I'll be talking about some of these things as I already have, just a few of them. We ain't gonna stay here long. This is something I feel like I can really talk about because I've been there. We're gonna talk about, I don't know what yet. Let me not say that. Anyways, it's okay. They'll be fine. So today I'm getting ready to go in here. My daughter say, can you pick up me and the baby? No, I can't. Nope. It doesn't work like that. If I want to pick you up, I will. I will drop off what the baby need and I'm gonna ride off into the sunset with the air beneath my wings. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Other than that, all is well. No need in crying about this anymore, mothers. You've done a great job. You were human. We all made mistakes. Don't feel bad anymore. You got kids that's just doing the most? It's all right. It's time to start removing some branches. Comfortability. And let's keep it moving from there. God bless each and every last one of y'all. It was something I was going to say. Yeah, nevertheless, I think y'all got the gist. God bless you. And expect more peace. I told you, they going to cut up. I don't know what wouldn't if you start removing foundation. But the difference is, after that bird act a fool up in there because the mother removing the foundation, she can fly off just like you. Your kids acting up, you can get in your car and go have dinner by yourself. Yeah, go to the park. Go sit somewhere and read your word. Go pray. Get peace of mind. See, they need you. You don't need them. Not right now.